pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. So board, this is something that I wanted to do for the past couple of years and decided that we were going to start doing this hopefully at the beginning of each board meeting. Kind of have success stories, things that are going on in the building that I would like to recognize some of our students. So I got two groups here tonight, or one student and a group here tonight I'd like to recognize. So first, can Rain Skidmore please come up? And Mrs. Lance is going to be here tonight, but Mrs. Lance did write some things for me. Rain has stood out and shined in the music department this year, especially in the last 9 weeks. The Indiana Music Educator Association Future Music Educator Program, Rain went to in January. She was one of 26 students in the whole state that was selected for it. High school students came together to learn firsthand leadership skills and take a deeper look into what it would be like to be a music teacher. She had the opportunity to hear from Dr. Tim Lottenheiser, who is a huge name in the music education regarding inspiring our youth. Rain came back from this with a newfound excitement for her cadet teaching classes, in which she cadet teaches in elementary band, choir, and our 3rd through 5th grade specials. Indiana State School Music Association solo and ensemble contest, and I think I talked about this at the last meeting. This is the first time that Rain has ever participated in it. We usually have 3 or 4 kids each year that participated. On January 27th, Rain traveled to Valparaiso High School to compete with her vocal solo, Homeward Bound. Rain was competing with a Group 1 solo, which is the hardest judging. Rain received a silver medal for her performance, only a half point away from gold, which would have given her a ticket to the state contest. And Mrs. Lance knows that she'll be able to get that next year. On February 3rd, Rain traveled to Kankakee Valley Middle School to compete with her clarinet solo. Rain was competing with a Group 3 performance. She received a gold medal for her performance of this song. And then this past weekend, we had 4 students that were part of the Circle to State program at Hebron. And Rain had the opportunity this past weekend not to be a participant, but a teacher instead. So she attended the teacher meeting, helped other teachers facilitate the day, and even got to talk with the clinician. So Mrs. Lance is extremely proud of everything that Rain has accomplished, not only as a musician, but also as a future educator. She is truly making a difference in our music department and with our younger students here at Tri-Township. So Rain Skidmore.
Great job.
And our second group we will bring up is our Lady Tiger basketball team. If you guys want to come on up over here. Mr. McGowan, you want to say everyone who's here tonight?
Sydney Hudson, Addison Hendrickson, Mackenzie Schultz, Jake McCarr, Lupito Sornio, Jake Pryor, Addie Gorski, Miranda Wozniak, and Lena Schlick.
So a few words about them. After tying the school record of 17 wins last season, they have now a school record of 21 wins, finishing the record with a record of 21-2. They were PCC co-round robin champions and PCC tournament champions. We had Jade Pryor and Addie Gorski, who were all conference players. Miranda Wozniak, who was all conference honorable mention. And Jade Pryor was also the PCC conference co-MVP. Jade set school record of 38 points in 1 game, so there's another record that we broke this year. And Jade and Sydney were WKBI Athletes of the Week during the season. All of those things are great, and everything that they did on the floor was great. But I will tell you, from hearing from the community and other communities around us, words that come out when you talk about our girls basketball team is teamwork, grit, relentlessness. They just put it all out on the floor every night. And there's a lot of people that had not been to basketball games in a long time that came back just to watch these girls play. So it's been a great time with these girls. I know we will miss our 3 seniors. We'll miss Lena not coming back next year. But they are definitely examples of student athletes and who we want in our school. All these girls up here are honor society members as well. So just a really great group of girls. And I will let you.
I want to make one more announcement. Last night, Jade, you were voted on by the District 1 coaches, the ICGSA District 1 honorable mention all-state team. So I can announce that today. So.
Congratulations.
So thank you guys very much.
Good job.
Good job.
Good evening. Heard about it?
Yeah.
We'll continue on with our meeting. We'll look at approval for the minutes from January 22nd. Do I have a motion by the board?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Next agenda item would be the claim dockets. Any questions by the board on the claim docket? If not, do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion to approve the claim dockets. I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. Then moving on to CD investments.
Okay, in your packet, there's an email there. I'd like to formally get approval to reinvest the 1.175 million for 12 months at 5% return.
I'll make a motion to put that into a CD.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
Okay, in your packet, I listed some on the balance sheet. You know, just starting a new calendar year, but as you can see, the education fund balance sheet has grew a little bit since the beginning of the year. You would expect the operation balance to not grow because we only get substantial revenue twice a year from property tax. The rainy day balance has stayed the same. Construction fund balances went down some because we paid for some of that.
Any further questions or any questions of the board? Moving on.
Okay, and also in your packet, there's a tax rate comparison. I just thought that would be good for your information. And I'm sure you probably already know, but if you look at the area schools, you are by far the lowest tax rate in the area.
And I'm assuming this includes the new debt. Or does not that?
I don't know yet if it does or not, but that's not gonna change it.
Right.
I think it does include, because this is levies 424.
Right. Continue moving on then. 8 would be the public comments. Are there any public comments this evening?
I want to ask one question. How much you got in your rainy day fund, just out of curiosity?
$631,000.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, continue moving on to conflict of interest statements.
Okay, actually, I think these are maybe supposed to be done annually. but
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think they have been done maybe for a couple of years, but recommend approval of these conflict of interest for Chad Howe, Aaron Rust, Tim Goose, but it's required that you acknowledge that, you know, there could be a potential conflict of interest with either your business or relatives. It's a state disclosure that needs to be acknowledged and approved by the board.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Do a second.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
I was rushing you.
No, I was.
Say, yeah, I can't.
Yeah. Motion
Yeah.
approved.
Okay.
Voting appropriation.
Yes, I don't think we're quite ready, but I did check. Scott is willing to serve on it, but he cannot do it until he's no longer an employee.
Okay.
You have 2 members on it, so you're okay. Just if something ever happens to one, then you're down. But he's willing to do it, but Jane Hearn said that he couldn't be until he's no longer an employee.
Okay.
We'll put that on hold.
Perfect. And then moving on to the calendar recommendations.
Okay, you have that recommendation in front of you. It's very similar to this year's school calendar. You do not have to have a first reading and a second reading. I recommend approval of this so planning can take place for next school year.
Are there any major changes?
No, Brian, I don't think there's any major changes.
What is the change, Brian?
I mean, we're more, as far as our half days,
Uh-huh,
we're more in line with Westville, since
okay,
we share programming.
okay, that's good, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, and we added some, I mean, we moved our snow makeup days a little bit,
Okay,
but generally it's the same. We're trying to be as close to them as possible.
okay,
I'll make a motion to accept the 24 to 25 calendar.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved.
I'd like to recommend the employment of Sue Martin as a temporary school nurse at a rate of $25 per hour. She will be covering Colleen Vogel's maternity leave. Colleen's hoping to make it to spring break. You never know about that.
I'll make a motion to pursue one to be temporary school nurse. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, I'd like to make this following recommendation for principal salary, and I don't believe there was anything done a year ago. There has not been anything done this year. Salary increase of $3,000. Long-term disability insurance, I believe that's about $400. Corporation will reimburse up to 50% of the cost for IPLA, EDS courses up to $2,000 a year, paid the following August if the principal is still employed at Tri-Township, excuse me. And a one-time stipend for this school year of $2,000 for many of the additional duties during the superintendent interim transition. And normally, the principal would not be the lead person on school cancellations and different things like that. But when I'm 60 miles away, that is somewhat a necessity. That's my recommendation for this salary.
I'll make a motion to approve the principal's salary.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And motion approved.
I'd like to recommend Paul Glover as an assistant baseball coach.
I'll make a motion to approve Paul as the assistant baseball coach. I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion approved. School improvement team reports.
We created a leadership team at the end of January, and we've met a couple times to discuss areas of improvement. And then we also have our two school improvement teams, one at elementary level, one at the junior and senior high level. We are adopting the CQI plan. CQI stands for Continuous Quality Improvement Plan. It's something that a lot of hospitals do, where they just continually are looking, how can we improve? And so that's something that we're gonna be working on over the next few months. So we'll look to adopt that mentality to sustain growth and not just our staff, but our students as well. So I will report more in March on how far we've come and give you guys kind of updates each month. But we're trying to get kind of a plan together, mission, vision, all of those things together, and then be able to start making our recommendations of improvement, and not just this is where we want to improve, but how are we going to do it? What strategies are we putting in place in the classroom to help those teachers and students meet those yearly goals, so we have some sustainable growth throughout the corporation going forward. Any questions on that?
It sounds like a good plan.
And school promotion, RV team report.
Okay. So the marketing team met once so far, and we went through a couple things that we felt like we needed to update. So one, our school website, even though it's only been about 18 months old, there was definitely some updating we needed to do. So Ms. Stills, since January, has done the following. She's updated slideshow pictures and extended across the whole screen. It used to be just a small box on the website. Now it's across the whole screen. She consolidated some of the top tabs. We really started posting a lot of articles and announcements on our website. All the newsletters that we send out on Friday, usually were just emailed out. Now we have a tab a parents tab that they're there, so you can go back and look at them. We've updated the staff pictures. The principal and superintendent messages have been updated. And our district page slideshow has been updated. She's done all that over the past month. Before the next board meeting, she's hoping to update the bottom half of the school website because that's kind of when we first started the website, so she wants to do some things there. She wants to add the Facebook Live feed to our website and change the layout of our district page to match our school page. And continue to add more Tiger news section and more articles on the district site. We did talk about too for the school website of possibly adding a webpage class for the 24-25 school year, where if it's Miss Stills or somebody else is teaching the class, but it's actually kids that will be doing the updating of our website. And they'll help the teachers with their pages and creating their pages. So she'll have authority over making sure whatever's put on the page is okayed by her. So that's one thing. The sign out here by 421, we've done a ton of troubleshooting with Booker Tech and Stewart Signs. We had to order parts for it, and I'm happy to say at the end of today, it is working and back online and actually showing everything that we want to and not just our website. So that's been a challenge that we've been working on, but finally we got it back going.
Was that on our side then, or was it the sign itself?
We had to order a couple parts, and then to fix the sign. As far as the connection for out there is, the internet connection actually runs from in here. It's a Wi-Fi connection. It runs out to the sign. So a part on the sign needed to be replaced, so we made that change. And then just getting Booker Tech out here to get through the software part of it. As far as social media presence, last year we sat down and we had 3 or 4 people that were doing our Facebook posts. And so some of those people had different jobs come up now this year that added on to their jobs. So Mrs. McCardle's handling most of our Facebook posts now. There's still people that can add to the Facebook, but she's handling all the Facebook posts now. Miss Stills is the one that creates all the student spotlights that you see on there. And the beginning of March, we're gonna start adding staff spotlights as well. And then we've asked coaches, sponsors, and teachers to write articles about school events. And we're putting them on our school website, and we are also sending them to regional news. And we appreciate our relationship with the regional news. A lot of articles that we're sending to them, they're getting in the newspaper. And so that's been a really good relationship that we have now to get that information out. And then one area that we talked about was creating a list of parents and students who have transferred to Tri-Township from other school districts. The ones that have had a great experience and seeing what they love about it and getting information from them. And also on the other side, people that we lost and asking them, just reconnecting with them and asking, what could we have done better when you were here? So those are things that we're continuing to work on. Action items for this coming month would be continuation of our website update. Keep encouraging our coaches, sponsors, and teachers to create that online content for us. And we would like to do a mailer to the surrounding communities and to our community as well. So that's something that I hope by the March board meeting we can bring to you guys. And we had a couple other ideas, but I don't want to say them out loud yet. I think they're in the infant stages, so we kind of want to get through those first, but then try to reconnect with some of those departing families to see what we could have done better to keep them. So any questions on any of that?
And I don't know if you noticed, the state did get the sign changed out here. It says Tri-Township Schools now instead of across schools. It takes a while to get the state to do that, but it is up to date now.
Coach Reagan.
I was gonna say,
Dr. Crimmins.
do you need a drink?
No, I'm good. All right, principal report. Literacy cadre program. So this is from the state of Indiana with the push of science of reading. They created this literacy cadre, and what it is, it's a network of schools and professional development for schools. And so it's the University of Indianapolis and Marian University that are sponsoring it. It's from the Lilly Foundation money that they gave to the state of Indiana for science of reading. So what it does is we're in cohort, they have already had 2 cohorts. There's probably gonna be enough money for 4, it sounds like. It's optional if you wanna join it. We're going to join it because I just see there's a huge upside of all the professional development that you can get from it for your K through 3 educators. So the one thing that you have to do is you hire a literacy coach and they will get training 5 days this first summer and then 90 minutes every 2 weeks next year and the year after. And then we have a regional coach that comes in and works with our coach. So this will be something that I will probably ask one of our teachers to take on because it will be it'll be a new position for us. They do pay 2/3 of it the first year of their salary and 1/3 their second year for it. But what happens is they pretty much train our coach, and then our coach will go in and train our teachers. They'll co-teach with them. They'll model how to teach the science of reading. And there's some resources that we'll get with it. So I just thought it was a really good, even though we scored high on iRead, I felt like it was something that we needed at the K through 3 level. And to have all those extra resources, I think is huge. And my mentor in IPLI, he has it at Warsaw right now, and he has seen huge gains already in this first year. They're in the first year of the cohort too, so he said they've already had huge gains in year
That's
one.
great,
Yes.
that's great.
So, Mrs. Lance wanted me to remind everybody that Enrichment Day is Friday, May 10th. And so if there's any board members who have a passion for something that they want to come share with the kids and teach the students that day, more than welcome to let her know. And she will, not put anyone on the spot, but there's definitely, if there's something that you guys are passionate about and you guys want to come help. And that's for everybody in the community as well. The county spelling bee will be here on Thursday, March 14th, so it's RAMC sponsored, but we will be hosting this year. So, and we'll have some students in that as well. Drama production will be on Friday, March 15th and Saturday, March 16th. With girls junior high basketball and boys varsity basketball this week. Hopefully longer for the boys, but we'll see. We honored 15 seniors from cheer, dance, and basketball this past Friday. And spring sports will be starting over the next few weeks. We have boys baseball, softball, boys and girls track, golf, and then remember boys volleyball is now in the spring. So this will be our first year of having boys volleyball. We will track the numbers and see how it affects volleyball, baseball, track, and golf all being in one season together. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where some kids land. Academically in March, we have the SAT school day on Thursday, March 7th. All juniors will be taking the test, so that's something, if you guys remember, that's the test now that everyone takes at the high school level. There's no more end of course assessments. It doesn't count against them if they don't hit the benchmarks, but that is something that they give us our score back to let us know how many kids hit the benchmark. IREAD 3 testing will start on Tuesday, March 5th, so this will be broken down into 2 days. This will be for all third graders that didn't pass it as second graders last year, and then all of our second graders will take the test again this year. Nice thing about having the second graders take it is it gives us a barometer of where they're at so when they get into third grade. So if they don't pass it in second grade, we at least know where they're at, if they're on track or if they're behind. We can throw more resources at them at the start of third grade. And Tri-Township Elementary was recognized on February 15th at the State House for achieving Indiana's literacy goal of 95% of third and fifth graders reading proficiently for last school year. So over the last 2 years, our elementary school has been at 100% and 96%. So really proud of that.
That's great.
And we are, the hope is that we continue that. Any questions on any of that?
Seems pretty slow here, not much going on.
Not much going on. Nope.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Mr. Crimmins.
My report, first of all, the ADM, we take that in September and February, we were within one of the fall count here in February, so we basically stayed the same on that. Construction, I anticipate supplies for the whole building to arrive the next few days. You can, I think, stop by tomorrow to verify again the color. This information I sent you, Performance Services is working on planning, designing, the renovations and so forth. But we have a challenge in the track situation. Some people may have been aware, but some were not. You don't own all the track on the far side. That outside lane is not, the way I understand, not on corporation property.
Towards 421.
No, to the south.
Towards Bailey's.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and the other challenge, it's going to be very, very difficult to fit an 8-lane track in there without moving the garage and so forth. So they put some different proposals together. Two of them is to put the track where it currently is, where if you do that with an 8-lane track, you absolutely have to relocate the building we haven't built yet, plus the other building. The other is to run the track north-south and eliminate the baseball fields. Brian and me talked about it. I think the best situation is to try to figure out how to put it about where it currently is. But it's going to be nearly impossible to put an 8-lane track in.
property that we, and our part of the track that we don't own? So,
I think like one lane, isn't it, Brian?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. And, you know, we'll have to work with NIPSCO at least to get a variance, you know, they're not gonna sell your land.
It's on the NIPSCO right away, is that what the deal is?
Part of it is.
It's on Bailey's?
Bailey's, yes. So I would encourage us to see what we have to do to make a 6-lane track fit over there. I know there's a lot of talk on an 8-lane track for big meets and so forth, but realistically, if you've never been involved with putting on a big meet, I'm not sure you got the manpower to put on a big meet, because it's.
6-lane is still,
Oh,
I mean, PCC, yeah.
Yeah, you got meets, you wouldn't host a massive, but unless you're gonna get everyone at school to work to put on a massive meet, you're gonna have a challenge putting on. I mean, it takes a lot of people to put on an 8 or 18 meet. I mean, a whole lot of people. You know, an option is to go north and south with it over here. But we thought we'd hear you guys' thoughts. I don't want to push my personal idea on it. I'm not here long term.
Probably need further discussion, I think,
Yeah, I
to kind of
think
digest
so.
everything.
Right, and I don't expect a final decision tonight,
Right.
but they're.
The corporation really doesn't use the baseball diamond, do they?
Not at all, I don't think.
Corporation doing it.
Does Little League use it at all?
Really? They used a lot.
I mean, during the summer, the intermediates will use the bigger field, the 2 younger groups will use that first field. And we kind of morphed into, not even Wanatah Little League, it's lacrosse Little League, but it's mainly lacrosse and Wanatah kids, so we use both locations.
So I don't know if anyone has any initial thoughts or sleep on it, but I mean, the clock's running, that's the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we either cut it down to a 6-lane track and leave it where it is. If we go on an 8-lane track, we're gonna have to basically wipe out yeah.
Do we have any idea, like, from this group, like, how far they're out in the projects? This thing, how long it take or anything?
No, they're really just doing the schematics right now. They haven't dove into it and deep into it.
And if we keep it over there, the 6-lane, we still got we have a property issue. Still,
Have a what?
a property issue
Yes, I
over
think
there.
we'll still
Even
have
if we
to
keep it a 6-lane.
see if we can get a little more access over there. So if that isn't possible, that may be the only choice, but
I wonder what's the cost difference between the 6-lane and the 8-lane?
they haven't said, yeah, but you'd think it'd be 25% less, but it won't. It'll be some less.
But it will still be comparable problem. I mean, it's
Well,
gonna
it should be.
Yeah.
It's less material and everything else, it should be. It's gonna cost the same to design it,
sure.
same to excavate and everything else, but actual material is gonna be some less. But I mean, this new building you put in, I think you want it close to the school, because it's gonna store a lot of
Right.
paper goods, lots of things like that.
How much land are we talking over there?
Oh, a few feet.
Oh,
Well, and the problem is the NIPSCO utility,
the NIPSCOs, yeah,
yeah.
if it's on there.
How that was drawn though, the 6-lane, I don't think
NIPSCO won't be our issue, I
Wouldn't
think
be an
it's kind of at an angle, so I think we can avoid the NIPSCO issue. But, we'll have to have a conversation.
So a 6-lane, you're thinking that we're all gonna be it's gonna be on our property in the entirety?
the south side we would still have issues with.
Okay.
We would have to do something.
But we could work around the NIPSCO
Yeah,
area.
yeah, how they have it angled.
But that's on
Bailey's
David
side.
Bailey's property.
Yeah.
So someone's gonna have to talk to Bailey's and see what that's gonna require. So there's an additional cost there.
Know how much, yeah, and know how much we need.
Right. And, I'm more than willing to talk to them probably ought to take someone that knows them.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to talk to David too.
Because I spoke to Ron and his wife and Dolores.
Yeah.
This was before all this happened, so I'm sure, I mean, I don't think it'd be a surprise to
No.
bring this question up again.
And you're not talking a huge chunk of property,
No.
you're talking 10 feet.
I'm sure.
20 feet.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be much more than that.
Well, I would tell them to lean towards developing that option.
Yeah.
Look at
See what we
the,
can.
you know,
Okay.
Aaron? Aaron,
no,
motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourns.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, I don't know.